guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in and see this. So this is going to be a general reading. Wait, is this crooked a little bit? Okay, there we go. I think it's better. Hold on. Date. Somehow it still looks crooked. Wait, guys, hold on. Is that better? All right. I think that's good enough. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, guys, I hope everyone is doing well when you tune in and see this. This is going to be a general reading for fire sign Leo, and it is going to be for November 9th through November 23rd, and it is a general reading, okay? So it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, money, all that stuff, all right? And I also wanted to say that it is a timeless reading. So for some of you guys, it could be that this resonates, like, let's say 6 months in the past or 6 months in the future, a year in the past, a year in the future, days, weeks, hours, minutes, etc. Okay, so always take it how it resonates for you. And I also wanted to say that this reading may resonate for you, even if you're not a sun Leo, a rising Leo, or a moon Leo, or even have Venus in your Leo, okay? Since we all have all 12 zodiac signs throughout our own, each individual birth charts, there may still be a message for you in here, but because depending on what's going on in your life currently, it's different for everyone, right? You may resonate more with your moon sign, your rising sign, your sun sign. It kind of really just depends. So what else? Yes, we have a pretty good reading here for you, Leo. We're going to get into it in just a moment. I can't think of anything else. Oh, yeah. I started doing the astrology notes for this time period for November 9th through the 23rd. In a separate video on my channel. So if that's something you want to check out, you can always look for that under the videos option. And I also do take a photo at the end, just one photo of all of the cards here too, in case you're not watching the live, or even if you are watching the live but you want to check out the photo later, all you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the instructions there on how to get to my Facebook. And so I will be posting a photo after the live. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So let's get into your reading here, Leo. I'm just going to set my little general timer here. And also wanted to say too that if you guys are new, right, welcome. And even if you're not new, welcome back. I appreciate everyone's energy. So I'm going to start with the first main 6 cards here and then work outwards into your tarot confirmation cards, and then also talk about what's on the top and the bottom of each deck, because we're working with 2 different decks. And then at the very end, we'll get into your oracle cards. All right. So one more thing too is that this first row we're going to talk about here in the center, this is energy starting around November 9th. It can be a little bit before, a little bit after. Again, it's not exact and it depends on each individual situation, okay? But going through that first week and that weekend that we're ending here today on Sunday, when I'm filming this. And then the second row here is next week and weekend till about November 23rd or so, but again, not exact. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Leo, we have the Temperance card in the reverse position, 5 of Swords in the right side up position, Queen of Cups right side up, the Sun right side up, the Hanged Man right side up, and Ace of Staves right side up. All right, so actually, right now, before I forget, I want to call out a couple of the other zodiac signs I kind of do see here in your reading, just in regards to the major arcana. So we have some Sagittarius energy. We have a little bit of Leo energy. And my brain is fuzzing right now on this one card. I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. I can't remember what the Hanged Man, who it's associated with. The Hanged Man. Sorry guys, Hanged Man. This is zodiac card signs. Okay, it says Pisces. Okay, I did not remember that. So, what did I say? Sagittarius, a little bit of Leo, Pisces, and there's another one I'm fuzzing on right now for some reason. My phone is acting very special. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. I can't type. Okay. The Leo fortune is which one? Zodiac sign. Okay, I knew it was multiple. So the Wheel of Fortune stands for multiple zodiac signs. So it says Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Okay, so when I call out the zodiac signs in a reading, even if it's a general reading, it could be that you are dealing with somebody that's one of those signs, or you have that predominantly in your individual birth chart, or they do have a lot of that sign's energy in their individual birth chart, or it means nothing at all. So again, Sagittarius, Leo, Pisces, Leo again, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius. All right, enough of that. Let's get into your reading here, Leo. Okay, so we're going to start off with a little bit of that Sagittarius energy as your first card, the Temperance in the reverse position here, Leo. So this is energy from the recent past still kind of lingering around, okay? And there is a little bit of impatient energy here, okay, when the Temperance is in the reverse position. And so there's also could be a feeling of having a hard time blending and balancing between the subconscious and the conscious world, or let's say the 3D world, right? And the 5D spiritual worlds. But we'll know more when we get right now into what's on the top and the bottom of your deck here to get more insight about why this energy might keep maybe coming out here. But if it is just like a general lack of patience and also could be a little bit too with the water that she's normally stepping in when it's right side up. She's got 1 foot in the land, 1 foot in the water, right? So the water represents our emotions. So when it's in reverse or upside down, it could be that in the beginning of last week, a little bit, there could have been a hard time balancing the emotions in a positive way, or just a complete not wanting to look at them, okay? But we'll get into why that might be right now. All right, so this is past energy, again, in reference to your first card. So you have the 9 of Swords in the right side up position on the top of the deck, and the 7 of Staves, also known as 7 of Wands, on the right side up position on the bottom here, okay? So this is saying, Leo, in the recent past, and what is recent, it could be a couple of minutes ago, seconds, right? Hours, days, weeks, months, years. Okay, it will be different for everybody. But there was some kind of energy here. And again, if this isn't your particular reading here, Leo, it could be like if it's not directly about you, it could be about the person you're dealing with, or multiple people you're dealing with, or your general environment situation. But something was going on here where there was a lot of anxiety, worry, overthinking, possibly staying up late at night, okay, just too much up in the head with the 9 of Swords in the right side up position here. And so even though that could be looked at as like a really scary card or an even negative card, right? I try not to look at stuff just positive or negative. There's always gray areas. But if it is on the more negative side, you could look at as a warning or a sign to like just work on those things. So it's not, completely the end of the world, right? But, it's like despite that energy, someone wanted to go and start this spiritual initiation in some way, or be more thankful and open to the universe. And it could have been like day and night, right? So one card is like completely different energy from the other. And you see this small figure, really tiny at the bottom, that looks like a person praying in this Egyptian temple, right? But they have their arms palmed upward, right? Open to receive to the universe, okay? So it could be that in the recent past here, Leo, you started to, let me turn that down, sorry, just little music for the dogs so they don't bark too much, fingers crossed. But you started to get into that energy, and maybe you thought something was going to happen like right after that. You're like, okay, I'm not going to worry and overthink and stress out about this. I'm just going to give it up to God or the goddess or your signs, your angels, whatever, right? And then it didn't happen right away, maybe. And so maybe that is why the temperance card came out in the reverse position, because you're feeling very impatient about something, or you're not wanting to look at some maybe remaining little bit of emotional issues in some way that could be blocking your abundance forward. And again, what is abundance? Not just money, but whatever you want to manifest in your life. Okay, so we did that. Now going forward is your second card here. And this is, you have two repeating cards, by the way, in your reading. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. But let's first talk about your second card, the Five of Swords in the right side of position. And this could have been in like the middle of last week, maybe, where there was this energy of not knowing when you've won, being over defensive, right? You see this Japanese boy and he's holding two swords, and then there's also more swords laying on the ground in the background, okay? And so potentially he was fighting someone and he won, right? And now he wants to take all the swords, but he won with one. He only needs one, right? And so it also, if it's not about this competitive energy with yourself and with others, or about not knowing when you've won, and also like a defensive energy, it could also be that you were in the recent past, right? Or this energy could still be lingering around, where you're focusing too much on the past and focusing too much on the present, and not, sorry, I said that wrong. Focusing too much on the past and focusing too much on the future, and not focusing enough on the present moment, okay? So before we move forward, and it's not the end of the world because your third card and the rest of your cards are really positive here, Leo. We'll just dive in again to why this Five of Swords may be showing up here in your reading. So we're going to go into what's on the top and the bottom of this other deck here, the Llewellyn deck with the yellow border. Okay, and this is again past energy in reference to the Five of Swords. So you have the Page of Cups in reverse position and the Knight of Wands in the reverse position. It was really interesting. I haven't seen this placement come out in a while in a reading here, Leo. Yes, you're special. But you know, when you talk about pages and knights, they would be communication cards. Okay, so normally a page would be a small communication and a knight would be a medium-sized communication. What's a small and medium-sized communication? As an example, a text message would be a small page communication, and the knight would, for a medium-sized communication, would be a phone call. Okay, just as an example, right? It could be an email, whatever, you know what I mean? But just a small kind of more information, more communication that you previously had. But they're both in the reverse position. So this talks about potentially if there was a communication in the recent past here, Leo, that you gave to someone or someone gave to you, or if it was a communication from the universe, right? Signs from whoever you believe in. And, you know, it just either was not well received, or it didn't happen at all and was put on hold here. But also there is, when we talk about, even though they're both in reverse, the page to the knight could be, instead of a leveling up, a leveling down in some way, right? So let's say you start from, as an example, entry-level worker to the manager, right? Or CEO, from manager to CEO. But it would be in the reverse. So it could be that because of some type of communication that didn't go your way, or it didn't happen was put on hold from, again, someone else to you, or you to them, or from the general universe, that it could also, for some of you guys, not everybody, could have meant stepping down in some way at a work situation, going backwards a little bit in a project, in a relationship. So if it was a relationship, you've been dating for a while, the next step, right, would be like moving in. Well, let's say you moved in already, but now you're like, no, I'm moving out, or they're moving out. It's like kind of going backwards a little bit. And I believe, when we talk about this in reference to the Five of Swords in the right side up position, about that focusing too much on the past energy and focusing too much on that future energy and not enough in the present, right? So if there was some type of reverse leveling up in some way, I think that's the best way. What did I say earlier? Reverse leveling up or de-leveling up, I don't know. Stepping backwards, going backwards in some way, could be because of all that mental confusion, anxiety, worry, overthinking. Because this is your second swords card. Remember, you had also in the right side up position swords card in the recent past that was on the top of this deck. That Nine of Swords, right? Anxiety, worry, overthinking, staying up too much up in your head. Okay. So it's just repeating a little bit here. But again, it will be different for everybody. Okay. But then it seems like it could have been, pretty quickly, even last week or this past weekend, we're finishing up today, right? Sunday. That now you're in more of this energy, or the person you're dealing with, the general environment situation is in this Queen of Cups energy, okay, of feeling more support around you, this dreamy, like poetic quality, but really focusing on your emotional fulfillment, emotional happiness, your emotional priorities, emotional boundaries, all of those things, because that's what the cups represent here. But it's just a really nice, like, welcome relief too, to go from the Five of Swords to then the Queen of Cups here, because you're maybe getting more in touch with your emotions when in the first card we had, just as an example, right? You had the Temperance in the reverse position, and the water, which represents our emotions and tarot, was reversed. So it could have been that you were, not wanting to get into something too deeply with the emotions in the beginning of your reading here, but then maybe by the middle or the end of this first week, you could now, or they could now, the general environment is wanting to go there. Okay, I think that's the best way I can say it. Now going forward, wait. Well, trying to decide when to talk about something. Um, yeah, I'll go forward. We'll talk about it later. You have, remember I said you have two repeating cards, so we'll get into it later though. So after your Queen of Cups we just talked about, then your fourth card here, so beautiful, the Sun in the right side up position here, Leo. All right, and this does definitely have some Leo energy, that fiery energy. But this energy, the Sun, the brightest card in the tarot deck, is about passion, right? About creativity, youthful energy, forward momentum, positive energy, okay? Enlightenment, right? It's also about enlightenment. It could be spiritual downloads, aha moments. I finally understand something. So when it's following that Queen of Cups, it could be like once you go deep into the emotions and talk about emotional fulfillment, emotional satisfaction, emotional priorities, emotional boundaries with you, yourself, whoever, right? That then it brings even more enlightenment regarding those things, possibly, okay? But however you want to look at it, it is some really, really beautiful energy. And if we just look at two, like your first row compared to your second row, it's like, okay, a couple blockages, we're working on it. And then the second row is like positive, 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 positive. This one only has, the only thing I would say about the Hanged One, it's called the Hanged One in this deck, but normally the Hanged Man, because this one's a baby, right? I'm sure if it's a man or a woman. But the only thing I would say about, as a little warning from this card, is to make sure you keep yourself grounded. But, generally this is about looking at something, looking at life, whatever's currently going on for you from a different perspective. And it looks like you are willing to do that, right? So instead of The hanged man, you normally see he's upside down, right? And the baby and the fetus is upside down right here. So it's just getting a different perspective, a different angle or view of whatever's going on here for you. And so that's a good thing, right? You want to look at like situations and challenges or even positive things from different perspectives and angles. So just as long as you remain grounded, I think, it'll be good for you here, Leo. All right. Now moving forward, your last card in the main six is the Ace of Staves in the right side of position here. Again, beautiful energy, Leo, right? Talking about abundance, talking about creativity, fertility, right? So not just if you're a woman, you want to have a baby, awesome, but also it could just be a metaphor as well, right? So fertility, starting a new project, a new relationship, a new job, a new cycle, whatever it is you're currently trying to manifest in your life. But this is, again, a little bit of fiery energy too, right? I mean, when you think of the Sphinx in Egypt, right? It has the head of a pharaoh, right, and the body of a lion. Okay, so Leo the lion, right? Leo the lion. Okay, so that's that fire energy too. But it's just really nice, refreshing energy. Like I said, your whole second row. I mean, you have the sun, the hanged one or the hanged man, and then the Ace of Staves or Ace of Wands in the right side up position. So really, really nice energy here, Leo. Now, with that being said, let's also get into your tarot confirmation cards here real quickly. So I'll call them out and then we'll go in order. So you have Five of Swords again, that's one of your repeating cards. You have the Hanged Man, that's your second repeating card. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune at the end. All right. So these first two tarot confirmation cards are usually past energy. And then the third one is more future energy, okay? But look at what we have. Your repeating card, right? So this one is from the past energy, and this is more future current energies in that first week, the week we just finished here. Okay, so anytime that this happens, this is a particular message from Spirit to pay really close attention to this card, right? Or any repeating card. Because usually in most tarot decks, it's 72 cards in each deck. So that's 1 in 72 chances that it's going to come out twice. And I do shuffle a lot and cut my deck and do all this meditation. And so when it comes out like that, it is not me that chooses the cards, by the way. It is Spirit, and I always confirm them before I turn on the camera as well. You can always look back at some of my old videos where I used to shuffle on screen you can kind of see how I do that. If you want, you don't have to. But anyway, this is just a really nice repeating message here to just remind you again to focus more on the present moment, and that this could have been a lesson that you are relearning from the past, or that's just coming up again here. Okay, and again, it could also be competitive energy with yourself or with others. Excuse me, and it also could be that not knowing when you've won, right? Okay. We talked about that earlier with the Five of Swords. Now, going forward, when this Five of Swords is in this Five of Swords, that's your first confirmation card, is confirming the Temperance in reverse and the Sun in reverse here. Look at that. Again, it's like night and day. So here in the beginning of the reading, there was this impatient energy, not wanting to look at emotions, having a hard time blending things, having a hard time going from the 3D versus the 5D world, the subconscious versus the conscious world, okay? And then it's like, hey, focus on the present moment, all that stuff we just talked about. Here is a blockage. Here is for momentum, positive energy with the Sun card, right? Creativity, youthful energy, spiritual downloads, aha revelation moments. I finally understand something. Okay, so it's almost like it had to happen this way. Sorry, stumbling over my words. It had to happen this way, right? To get you to this point of illumination here, Leo, or the other person or your general environment situation. But however it happened, it looks like it does work out for the best. All right. Now, going forward, your second confirmation card is also your second repeating card. All right. And it's really cool to just kind of see too how the different artists depict the same kind of energy, right? And sometimes in different tarot decks, they also do include, they're not always the same energy. It'll be the general idea of the same energy, but might add something, might take something out. So it really just depends on the deck you're using, right? But, this is that energy. Again, past energy and future energy. Again, 1 in 72 chances that the card is going to come out again. So you have past Hanged Man energy here of looking at something from a new perspective, being more grateful, more thankful, but still needing to ground yourself, right? You see this hanging man on this kind of trapeze-like thing, but he only has one foot on the ground, the other is resting on his other foot. So it's reminding to ground yourself with the roots that go along the sides as well. Okay, and it's the same kind of energy here in this card, like having a new lease on life, not lease on life, a new perspective on life, right? When we think of babies, we think of innocence. They're seeing the world for the first time. I forgot to mention that before, too, when we were talking about this Hanged One card. It's like looking at something with fresh eyes is really that energy, okay? But when this Hanged Man from the past energy is coming in here and confirming, it's repeating card, the Hanged One, we already know, we just mentioned. And then also when it's confirming the Five of Swords in the right side up position. It's like, okay, we talk about balance, right? Being overly mentally focused, again, on past stuff, things that happened in the past, or freaking out and worrying about the future events that haven't happened yet. And it's like, how can I get more balance and more grounded? Focus on the present moment. Okay, it's really that simple. It's not simple to do, but simple to talk about. Or I think it's simple to talk about. Anyway, going forward here, Leo, like I said, you still have such a beautiful reading, and you can really see it when you look at the cards or if you look at the photo later. But your third confirmation card is the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position. All right, and that is that Taurus energy. It's also the Leo energy, and what do they say? Scorpio and Aquarius energy. All right. So again, you could be dealing with some of those signs, or you have a lot of that energy in your individual birth chart, or they do. Maybe it means nothing at all. But the Wheel of Fortune is about not only creativity and passion, right? But also about the changing of the seasons. The Wheel of Fortune, it's like when we talk about going from, summer to fall, fall to winter, winter to spring, right? It could be saying that now, possibly for some of you guys here, Leo, it's the right time for something here. It's about more abundance, right? It's like luck is on your side here, okay? So this is definitely a great card to get in your deck in any position, but particularly as your third confirmation card in that more future kind of energy side, okay? But when it's coming in here and confirming the Queen of Cups in the right side up position, and also the Ace of Staves in the right side up position, it's basically saying, yes, the more that you rely on your support system, whatever that may be here, Leo, friends, family, mental health care worker, whatever it is, and the more that you talk about what for you or the other person, general environment situation, what your emotional priorities are, your emotional what makes you happy, emotional fulfillment, but also emotional boundaries. The more you can do that, the more you can be more abundant and more passionate and creative, and luck will be more on your side, okay? And then with the Ace of Staves in the right side up position here as well, it's like doubly, passion and creativity here, Leo. And then, talking about starting a new project, a new relationship, whatever it is in your life, okay? But that forward momentum and that positive energy. So if you look at just all three of these cards, they're all really, nice energy and positive here, Leo. So I like this for you, and I hope that, it does resonate for you. And feel free to let me know in the comments down below if you want to, but you don't have to, of course. So that is what I have for you, as in regards to the tarot. But before you go, let's do a couple little oracle cards as well. So your first one is, and I haven't seen this one in a while, it's really pretty. It says Sisters of the Seasons, and it says Cycles of Growth. We were just talking about that. We'll definitely put that with the Wheel of Fortune, right? Natural law and divine order. And you see kind of these angel-like figures in this tree, and somebody looks like they're praying, okay? But yeah, we were just talking about cycles, right? Cycle, like we were talking about seasons more, but seasons are cycles, okay? But yeah, I really like this energy here for you. You know, when you talk about natural law or divine order, it could be divine timing. Same thing as good luck, right? So really nice. Yes, right on the bell there. That's spirit confirming it. Okay, and then your second oracle card, your love oracle message, whether you're watching for romantic love or platonic love with friends or family, or even self-love, or all of those, right? Your romantic message is you deserve love and you are lovable. So that is pretty self-explanatory for any of those things. And very nice. And I'd also say that's a Sagittarius energy right there too, with the woman and the bow and arrow, but doesn't have to be, but it looks very Sagittarius. All right, now your your third oracle card here, Leo, is your animal oracle card, and it's the shark. And it's really cute. Well, I think it's cute, the way they drew it anyway, or painted it. But it talks about trusting your instincts to discern the truth of a situation. Okay, so this could be a particular message for you at this time, Leo, or even beyond this time, right? But we think of, okay, it's a shark. They live in the ocean. We talked earlier about how in tarot the water is emotion, so living with the emotions. So that's a really interesting message when it talks about trusting your instincts, trusting your emotions. It will help you to find the truth of a situation. So I always encourage everyone, if you are more interested in like the shark, spiritual significance, you can Google it and find out what does it mean if my power animal is the shark, or how can I incorporate shark magic into this time or even beyond. So that's always something you can do if you want to, but you don't have to, of course. So yeah, that is your reading, guys. Thank you guys so much, as always, for your shares, for your likes, and for your subscriptions. If you haven't subscribed yet, it is free. It just notifies you when I put out new videos. So you can always do that by clicking on the bottom right hand bell and just making sure it's blue and it's active. If you didn't know that, most people do, but sometimes people don't. And what else? Yes, if you want to see the photo too of all these cards, all you have to do is go in the description box below and follow the instructions there on how to see it on my Facebook page. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much. The likes not only show me that you like the video, but it helps circulate the video more. So it's a nice free way to show your support for the channel. So I appreciate that too, but you don't have to, of course. And that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. So until next time, you guys take care. And I may be back tonight with Cancer. I'm not sure yet. Just kind of see how things go. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. All right, take care. Bye.